If there is one thing that I have learned from being in the car scene, it's that no matter what you do, you will always get hate. You could have the nicest car or even do the nicest mod. Doesn't matter. You'll still receive hate. But the real question to ask here is why? Why is there so much hate? Why do people feel the need to put other people down for what they love? I think I have the answer for that. Have you ever noticed that all of the cars in the car scene now pretty much look the same? Don't get me wrong, there's only so much that you can do to a car before your build looks like someone else's. But I'm talking about the epidemic of 3-piece wheels, bags, broke boy stickers, big wings that don't mean anything, underglow, and other things just like that people use, I think, a little way too much. I'm not hating on the idea of any of that. I just don't like the culture that comes behind that. Let me explain. Nowadays, society is pressured by social media. Status rules everything. If you don't have a couple thousand followers or a blue check mark, you're irrelevant. And just like in the car scene, if you don't have status, you're just not cool enough. I'm willing to bet my life on the fact that 70% of these car people aren't even car people at all. What they really are people who just want to make friends and be cool and even have status. More than half the time, these people are really insecure about themselves because of their childhood. So they like to fit in so they feel better. I do understand that's a pretty normal human response to feeling left out or feeling lonely. But what happens is, just like a bully, they try to fit in with other bullies. That way they can seem like they're on top. Which is why you see a lot of the same builds nowadays. Unfortunately, depression seems to be a big issue in the world, which makes sense. The world isn't in the best state right now. A lot of kids are turning to social media to feel better about themselves and feel validated. While that might help a little bit, it ends up hurting you in the long run. There's only so much that social media and views and likes can get you before you end up turning into a monster just like half the people are nowadays. To kind of summarize all this, let me explain in steps what actually happens here. Take a kid, for example, who has had a traumatic childhood or doesn't love themselves or feels a little insecure. They notice, of course, that social media is a great way to feel validated, and if they happen to turn to cars, which a lot of people do, they end up building a car to society standards. 3-piece wheels, bags, a big wing, stickers that don't even make any sense, just so they can fit in. What happens next, though, is once they fit in, they feel like they're cool and above people. So anybody else who has a build different than theirs, they hate on. It is, in ways, the byproduct of them being intimidated. You see, what happens to us as individuals is, when we follow other people's dreams and neglect our own, we often feel intimidated that they are actually following their dreams, which is a missed opportunity that the other people have. Thus, this creates a toxic mindset and a negative response to that human being, which is why people hate. I'm sure you've actually heard the common phrase that when people hate on you, they're actually projecting their insecurities on you. Or, hatred stems from people who hate their own existence. This is all very true, and especially in the car community, which I could best label all this as toxic masculinity. That quote that I shared at the beginning of the video, The Definition of Courage by Mark Twain, is a perfect example of what most people don't have nowadays. Most people are actually scared. They don't want to be hated on. They just want to be loved and liked and fit in with society. Most people don't take that jump, that leap of faith to follow their dreams, and thus, their dreams die with them. However, this is kind of why I've made this channel. I'm pretty much giving the car community a big middle finger and doing things that they don't like. The sad part is I get a lot of hate already, and I already know that I'm gonna get a lot more. The world obviously isn't a very good place, and that's plagued with people that are insecure, angry, and just want to put other people down because they're actually happy. But this is where you need to be the change. The more people that follow others pretty much seals the fate of society. What we really need is more people being themselves. Why can't we normalize people having their own ideas? Who cares? It's their car. Just remember one thing, if you're still watching this. What people say about you says more about them. As a matter of fact, it has nothing to do with your car, or anything you do in life. This whole video doesn't just speak about cars in the car community. This is with everything. you're definitely going to receive some type of hate in your life. You can't avoid it. For the longest time, I really thought that I could be liked by everybody. And there's one thing that I have learned about myself, and it's that I do care about people's negative opinions. They do put me down. However, I choose not to let them stop me. Refer back to the quote by Mark Twain, "Courage is not the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it." The message of this video that I'm trying to get across here is that the car community is a very toxic place, but that doesn't mean that you should avoid all your dreams and what you want to do to your car. What people say about you means nothing. There's one thing to remember here. It's that if they took the time out of their day to say something negative about you, it's pretty obvious that they're not really happy in life. The second that someone opens their mouth to you, they lost. You won. You have nothing to prove. You can kill them with kindness or simply avoid it. But the second that you start hating back, you feed them. Don't let them get strong off of you. If anything, let me or this video be inspiration to you so that way you can follow your dreams. Because while you're sitting there following other people's, yours is dying one day at a time. And most importantly, you only get one life on this planet. You only have one shot here. Why waste it on someone else's opinion? I hope you all enjoyed this video. I put a lot of work into this, and I really hope that I get a message across to people. For the people that will hate on me in the future, that's fine. If it makes your day better for you to laugh at me, go ahead. Just know it's a losing battle. And until you finally accept who you are, you will never truly be happy in life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help me out. I'm here to make a change. Hitting that subscribe button and maybe leaving a comment would really mean a lot to me.